Please give it up for Sir Bob Geldof.
It goes without saying that Annie Lennox's voice is one of the great works of British art. We simply have never produced a female singer of her passion and range before, and it's equally redundant to point out Dave Stewart's virtuosity as a musician of a higher order, one that immediately makes him one of our greatest ever guitar players. Combined, of course, they are devastating. Their great achievement as writers was to put substance, meaning, and weight to the style over-dependency behind the majorities of the bands of the 80s. And from this led the endless and innumerable classics from the Eurythmics hit factory, the 70 million album sales, the solo projects, and Dave's hit writing for artists as diverse as Gwen Stefani, Jagger, and Bob Geldof. The Eurythmics simultaneously defined their moment and suggested its future. The straight man and the diva as clearly marked as Simon and Garfunkel or Jagger Richards or Lennon and McCartney and maybe even Morecambe and Wise. Whatever it is that one supplies the other with, it is magical, powerful and world-moving stuff. The severe, sexy and dynamic man-woman and the softer, passive male figure singing songs for, well, forever. They are beyond superb, and ladies and gentlemen, they are, of course, the Eurythmics.
Who's that girl running around with you?
As soon as you hear a Eurythmics record, you know exactly who it is.
Eurythmics are still Britain's best-selling duo. They've sold 75 million records around the world.
With Annie's angst and hook and the melodies that Dave crafted, I think, it's a good combination.
They're two remarkable people, very, very, very talented, very original.
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory.
I've always admired people who can take very cold electronics and make them very warm.
We combined that organic sound of Annie's amazingly soulful voice with Dave's
lyrically.
Dave Stewart's been very influential, probably influenced hundreds and hundreds of people to go on and create and experiment with electronic music in a way that maybe people were doing before, but it wasn't kind of in the pop mainstream as much.
He wasn't a one-finger player. He was a musician. He was a writer. And he, at his best moments, wrote very catchy lines.
Phenomenal. I mean, the strength and the power of the voice is incredible.
No one on earth could feel like this. I'm thrown and overgrown with bliss.
She really seems to dig way down deep when she expresses herself in song.
There are not many people that can do that in a studio and do that live, and she can.
Walk into an empty room. Suddenly my heart goes, ooh.
I've had to follow her a lot of nights. She's a tough act to follow because that girl can sing.
And
I think they questioned sexual identity and what it was to look like a woman or what it was to look masculine.
Part of that is kind of like really putting on a mask. So she's got this amazing voice and this kind of incredible look and these incredibly memorable images that go with all of her songs. But then at the same time, you know, we don't really know who he is.
Most of their peers have retired, broken up, fallen by the wayside. But they still haven't.
Hey, congratulations, Annie. Congratulations, Dave, on being inducted into the UK Music Hall of Fame. I hope you're having a great night there, joining this august body of women and men. Have a beautiful time. Have a great evening. Good night, everybody. Good night, Annie. Good night, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, my intense pride and pleasure and honour to give Dave and Annie and induct them into the UK Hall of Fame. Come on up here.
Wow. I'd like to thank Annie very much for allowing me to sort of mess around in a studio for all this length of time. And I'd like to thank my family and every single band that I nearly sort of blew my mind when I was a kid. A lot of them sitting here right now. And I'd like to pass you over to Annie, who's got a really long speech she's been writing all afternoon.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Thank you so much. Fantastic, Bob. Really, thank you so much for coming and writing that stuff about us. There have been so many people behind the scenes that I can't even list them. It's been the most extraordinary journey, Dave and I, because we had a passion for music and a kind of shared insanity. And I think we all know what that's about. So thank you so much. This is a great honour. We're very happy, and we're going to sing for you now, okay?